the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
The senseless act of violence. All this has got to stop.
Tonight on DC News Now at 9, police investigate a shooting inside a Silver Spring parking garage just as new safety measures go into effect. The late breaking news live from the field and reaction on the ground. Plus, dog owners beware. Fish hooks found inside sausages scattered along one street in Virginia. An investigation underway tonight. And protecting your kids online. What one tech expert says parents can do to make sure their children are safe on social media. And good evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Ben Dennis. Tomorrow, we are expecting to see a first warned weather day here in the DMV. Our meteorologist Scott Sumner has a look at what to expect. Scott, it was yet another sticky day out there, but I know that there's a flood watch in effect for tomorrow.
Yeah, they've already put out the flood watch, the Weather Service, earlier today, and rightly so, because it looks like we could have some very heavy rain across parts of the area, which would create some flash flooding. Now, let's take a look at what we have out there. We have some flash flooding going on just out of our reach. There is one little sliver back right through there where my finger is. That was Madison County, which is technically in our viewing area, and then south of there, a little outside of it. But needless to say, a sliver was under a severe thunderstorm warning with some very copious amounts of rain, as you can see with the purple and the dark shade of red color there, the maroon color. And all of this is starting to weaken just a little bit, lessen just a little bit across the region. Now, we do, like I said, have this flood watch in effect for tomorrow. It runs from noon till 10 p.m. tomorrow night. So we'll watch that closely here in the Weather Center. And of course, here is our future scan showing the showers and the heavy rain that are sitting off just to our south, continuing to push closer towards the Charlottesville area. So again, flood alerts across the area. This is for Sunday afternoon and the evening. Stick around. We'll have more details about tomorrow and beyond with my 7-day forecast. Ben?
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Scott. And back to the breaking news. A search tonight for a gunman who shot and killed a young man inside a Silver Spring parking garage early this morning downtown. The late breaking details. Police have shared the victim's name and what happened just before shots rang out. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us live from that very parking garage. You've been working the story today, Dave, and this came within hours of a new effort meant to improve public safety in public parking areas. Tell us more.
Good evening, Ben. Just moments ago, Montgomery County Police announced 21-year-old Kimani Bailey of Baltimore is the person shot and killed in this garage early this morning. It happened just hours after the county changed the way you park in Silver Spring and other communities to prevent crimes like the one that happened here.
Why does it happen anywhere?
Larry Hancock seeks answers outside the scene of a killing in Silver Spring. Someone shot and killed Baltimore's Kimani Bailey inside public parking garage 3 just after 2:30 Saturday morning.
It doesn't make no sense to me why somebody would want to just randomly kill somebody.
Am I safe, when I'm walking my dog outside or anything like that? So.
Jatavian Jefferson lives in the apartment building next to the garage.
I work around here, my doctor's appointments, everything's around here. You just don't really know what's going on.
The killing comes almost 7 months after another homicide in a parking garage. Someone shot and killed Charles Reynolds just blocks away in the Wayne Avenue garage on December 21st of last year. Investigators are still looking for the gunman.
The senseless act of violence. All this has got to stop.
Reynolds' death prompted a new program to improve safety that started this weekend. Parking enforcement officers make the rounds as parking is no longer free on Saturdays along streets and garages in Silver Spring, Bethesda, and Wheaton. The money collected will pay for extra security devices, such as improved lighting and cameras at garages. People who spoke to us want something else.
We need more police presence out here.
Crime Solvers of Montgomery County is offering a reward of up to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest of the person responsible. We're live in Silver Spring. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Dave, thank you for that reporting. Montgomery County Police are investigating an electric construction sign hacked to display racist messages. Police say that the incident happened around 6:45 this morning, with the County Emergency Communications Center receiving several calls about the sign near Brookville Road. Officers then took the sign's message down. Police are offering up to $10,000 for any tips that lead to an arrest. And a warning for pet owners. The Animal Welfare League of Alexandria says someone walking their dog found a sausage with a fish hook inside of it near Duke and Ingram Streets. Well, officers were called to the scene and found 9 pieces of sausage with fish hooks inside of them. Anyone in the area who may have security video nearby, they're asked to contact the Welfare League.
Friday at about 9:30 in the morning, we got a call from a resident saying that they had found a piece of sausage meat with a fish hook embedded in it, and throughout a 3 blocks radius of Duke and Ingram Street, found about 9 more. It definitely looks like the fish hooks were embedded intentionally.
Scary stuff. The Animal Welfare Society is asking people to contact them if they see any suspicious people in the area. You can call them at 703-746-6000. And in the district, police say a girl and man were hit by a car in Southeast today. Police say the crash happened at the corner of 4th and Savannah Street just after 1 p.m. Look at the scene there. Wow. Well, both victims were sent to a nearby hospital. The man facing non-life-threatening injuries, while the girl was listed in serious condition. D.C. Councilman Trayon White says he spoke with the girl's family, and she's recovering after her shoulder and hip broke and her skull fractured, according to the councilman. Now, the driver of the vehicle stayed on scene of the crash, and investigators are looking into what happened just before. And a new push to get reckless drivers off D.C. streets. A new bill would treat violations caught on speed cameras the same as getting pulled over by police and put points on your license. Right now, if you get caught speeding, the ticket goes to the owner of the car since they can't trace who was driving the wheel, or behind the wheel rather. Our Daniel Hamburg explains how this leads to drivers racking up a lot of money in fines.
It's been 4 months since a deadly crash on Rock Creek Parkway that killed 3 people, including Lyft driver Mohammed Kamara. His brother-in-law, Mohammed Fafana, shocked the car that caused the crash had more than $12,000 in unpaid speed camera tickets at the time.
There are other people who are in similar situation and getting away with it. And how many more lives do we have to lose for these measures to be put in place?
This week, Councilmember Christina Henderson introduced 2 bills to suspend the license and registration of all vehicles owned by or registered to any person charged with negligent homicide, leaving the scene of an accident where there's personal injury, or driving while intoxicated.
It's a big step in the right direction. I think if something like this was in place, maybe they would have caught the person responsible for the fatal accident and maybe put in the car, get her off the street.
The second bill would make it so the driver of a car caught by speed cameras are assessed points instead of just a ticket to the owner of the car. It would require DDOT to get cameras that capture footage of the front of a vehicle by 2025 and require towing or a boot on parked cars with 5 or more moving violations.
With the technology we have in place, these are the kind of procedures that need to be put in place just to make sure people don't fall between the cracks.
And again, Daniel Hamburg reporting. Now, that bill still has to go through a committee and public hearing before being put out for a vote. Developing now, Baltimore police have arrested a teenager they believe may have been involved in the mass shooting that killed 2 people and injuring 28 others last Sunday. Police say the 17-year-old is a person of interest facing weapons charges, and detectives believe several gunmen opened fire that day, and it's unclear if the victims were targeted. They're still searching for other possible shooters. Officials say 3 victims are still recovering in the hospital. One criminology expert says this is a major risk when it comes to large parties and gatherings.
Most large gatherings don't have police protection. A block party wouldn't have police. A house party wouldn't. So that in those cases, the police just wouldn't, they'd have to respond. And by the time they get there, much of the damage has already been done.
Tomorrow, Baltimore police will be launching new police districts and sectors. They say the plan rather to improve officer workload and focus on community policing. And we have an update tonight on the Anacostia River Splash event set to welcome folks to be able to swim yet again. Well, it had to have been pushed to December. It was scheduled for today, and that's because the water quality has deteriorated from recent heavy rain. The event was meant to signify improvements in the river and the quality. Parts of the district have a combined sewer system that collects rainwater runoff, domestic sewage, and industrial wastewater all in one pipe. But D.C. is now working on a new tunnel system that would prevent this from happening in the future. And with kids out of school for the summer, some are spending more time on social media. Annalisa Gale sat down with an expert and has some helpful advice for parents on how to keep children safe online.
In a lawsuit filed in June, attorneys representing Montgomery County Public Schools and several other Maryland school districts argue that changes are needed online.
These companies have created harmful and addictive platforms.
They are very likely making it so that they are 18 and up when they sign up for these platforms.
Tatiana Jordan is the chief parent officer of Bark Technologies, an app that allows parents to monitor their kids' social media accounts. Her advice to parents is to, one, set up screen time limits.
Kids have boundless energy, and so they wait for you to go to bed, and then they get online, and then they are online all night long, where bad things are happening, bad people, bad content.
Two, have difficult and candid conversations with your kids.
They will at some point, even if they have no access through friends, encounter bullying, sexual content, violent content, and you need to be that North Star for them in terms of, you know, a safe place where they can come and talk to without fear of being yelled at or punished.
And lastly, if they are being bullied,
they need to take a screenshot. They have got to document what is happening. What is the username? What are they saying? How often is it happening? What platform is it happening on? And then it could be nuanced, but block them. You know, if you want to stop it, block it. There might be some secondary and tertiary accounts that pop up because sometimes it just doesn't stop. Block those too.